Welcome to Deep Insights, the podcast that pulls back the curtain on why business teams are still buried in manual work and stuck with outdated software stacks. Where we'll look at the broken systems, the spreadsheet chaos, and the lack of real-time insights that slow companies down, and how AI and modern technology are finally flipping the script. My name is Daniel Zahavi, and today's guest is Dor Cohen. Dor is a revops professional at Jfrog, where he leads a team of analysts supporting forecasting, planning, and strategic decision-making for the go-to-market organization. His background spans FP&A, revenue analytics, corporate finance, and entrepreneurship, giving him a well-rounded view of how numbers and business context come together to drive impact. Dor, it's really great to have you here at Deep Insights. Welcome.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, so we know each other for a long time. I would say at least for like 7-8 years.
Right.
And I think when I first met you, your career was more focused around FP&A and more of a traditional finance, I would say, career path. But now you are a senior RevOps at a great company, a NASDAQ traded company. And for our listeners and our viewers that don't exactly know what RevOps is, because to be honest, it's quite a new term. I think it was coined like 10 years ago, and before that it was not there. Can you give us kind of a description of what are the roles and responsibilities of RevOps? Where does the role fit within the org chart? What are the internal and external interfaces of that role? And then we'll take it from there.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, I was like FP&A professional back then when we met. My previous background is an accountant and KPMG. I was like part of transaction advisory services team, like focusing on financial due diligence mostly. And then I did some FP&A work in financial advisory firm as well, like being a part of top tier startups and giving them the tools and work that supported their budget and their five-year forecast.
My previous company, you were actually helping my previous company as well.
Yeah.
One of those top tier startups.
Yeah, this is like the top one. My background is really like finance oriented.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a fun story. When I just switched into RevOps, I was like asking and seeking for a role that is focusing on the top line forecasting, because this was like part of it's like kind of like a default part of the FP&A as well.
Of course.
Forecasting the top line. So I was like, I want to focus on the top line.
Yeah.
So I was searching for roles that's focusing on the top line, and then I reached out to this company. And in my current company, what this role really means is like being the finance business partner for the sales leadership.
Interesting.
It means that all the like non-quota related things is kind of my responsibility. So like all the strategic analysis, all the planning, streamlining processes across sales and marketing to make sure that everything is going smooth as possible, and no bottlenecks when it comes to data hygiene and data integrity and accuracy. Yeah. And this is mostly relevant, of course, in listed companies.
Of course,
you cannot being rely on wrong data when you should like come with a forecast to the market.
At what stage would you say companies usually need to hire their first RevOps role? Like, are they like after 10 million, 30 million, 50 after they are pre-IPO, after the IPO? What do you think is the sweet spot to have that role?
I think, of course, prior to the IPO, this is for sure. I think the area of $50 million of ARR.
Interesting. So around the same time that they're bringing in a CFO and the CRO, like at the
Correct.
Same time, they kind of bring the RevOps function as well.
They need like a very solid and strong function to challenge the sales leadership when it comes to their forecast.
Interesting. So it's interesting because your career has focused mostly on strategic decision making. I think FP&A, when it comes to being very strategic to the CFO and to the finance role, and RevOps is kind of the same for the sales leadership. It's kind of strategic thinking for it's the right hand of the CRO,
Correct.
like the first person CRO goes to when they have a question. So it was that part of the why you chose to go switch from FP&A to RevOps?
Yes, and I think comparing to finance, it's less I would say less boring because the pace of
Now you insulted a bunch of finance people. Good job. Come on. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, it's much more interesting because the pace in sales is like it's so volatile,
Of
and
course.
it's go up and down. The objectives of last week, it's not the objectives of this week. Yeah, I think this is something that bringing something else to your set of capabilities when it comes to your the how quick you need to respond and how accurate you need to be. As it's not finance, right? It's not like regulated. It's not accounting, but
Yeah.
still you need to be very accurate and provide the leadership with the most accurate data as possible.
Amazing. Let's talk about tools and technologies a bit. Let's play a guessing game. If you had to guess, like give a number, on what percentage of RevOps expert professionals use Excel and spreadsheets in general as their main tool when it comes to analysis of data, whatever is for supportive decision making, what would be that percentage? I would say in like mid-market and up companies.
I would say 90%.
90%.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good. That's amazing. And I'm sure you're talking about your own experience as well and other companies that you know. That must be very hard. I'm sure you have lots of stories about crazy Excel sheets that you have seen and moments that you said, "Oh my God, this is so much data. How am I going to cope with all of this in these Excel files?" And I don't believe I'm still working on an Excel spreadsheet. Can you share some of those stories?
Correct. Yeah, I think part of my onboarding, which is like kind of around 3 months, the first 3 months in my current company, was like, okay, so there is this BI platform, and there is this Salesforce, and another bunch of systems like more finance-related systems. Okay, I need to get the actuals of this and this team for, let's say, Q2. How can I get it? What is the context? What is the business logic? What is the terminology of this specific company? So it took me like I think at least more than an hour just to pull out the right data from the system into Excel.
Before you even started processing data.
Just like to understand that I'm looking at the right data.
Yeah.
And looking at the right dimensions that I need to work with, and then like start analyzing it in Excel. It's additional hour.
I think the amazing thing about especially a fast-growing company is that by the time that you basically retrieved the so-called right data from the right data sources, and by the time that you processed it and you have some kind of insight, like during that time, probably the data is already outdated because more sales are coming in, customers come in and out, their usage patterns. So by the time that you have the data, it's not valid anymore.
The story of my life. Yeah, this is. It happens like all the time. So you need to. Before you're starting to telling the story of your analysis, you need to come with like additional context to the sales leadership. Okay, this data is accurate for
this time.
Yeah, this time, and so just take it into account. So it's.
I think especially for like multinational companies that have teams all over the world, like, but by the time that you process the data during the day, like many things can change the other time. And I think the real timeness, how important do you think that real timeness of the data, the freshness of the data, is when it comes for decision making in an organization, let's say a Nasdaq traded company?
this is critical. If we can think about like one example, if we have a pipe of, I don't know, like $10 million of net new ARR in Q3 25, for example, and one deal out of this $10 million of ARR is $2 million.
It's a big chunk.
Yeah, so probably it can be pushed out right after you pull out the data.
Exactly.
So the forecast is taking a totally different shape.
Definitely. That's crazy. What if you had to guess? I mean, this is not the first time I'm hearing this. Obviously, I have had several other conversations with both, I would say, revops as well as finance professionals like yourself, kind of saying the same thing about the data, and we're seeing this pattern. Why do you think is I want to say maybe the over-reliance on manual work and I would say workflows or work habits that some might consider outdated or legacy, like manual work of pulling the data, checking the data, analyzing the data, that obviously takes a big chunk of your time?
This is a really good question because it is really slow to pull out the data to Excel and then like analyze it, but it's quicker than being part of I don't know, like this kind of priorities of the BI team.
I see.
And like waiting in the line to be prioritized.
Yeah.
For them to handle your request, to come with your dashboard or with your report that you're requesting. So it's take much quicker to do it yourself, unfortunately, than waiting to the BI team. And I mean, we are heavily relying on the BI team. This will be the first answer. The second answer is when coming to support sales leadership.
Yeah.
The priorities in the sales organization is changing all the time. And when I'm saying that is because of, let's say, last week you want to measure, I don't know, like product X expansion.
Yeah.
Maybe next week it will not be relevant anymore because this is something that the leadership put the focus on last week, and right now it's not relevant anymore. And the sales structure is something that constantly changing and evolving during the year and between years. So let's say that you're going from the year 2024 to 2025, and the year before you were your structure was like, I don't know, like 3 tiers within your sales organization, and right now it's 4 tiers.
Of course.
So you need to
everything changes. Yeah.
So you need to do a new index of tiers, and then comparing the data between the years based on the new tiering. So this is something that you need to do detours manually.
I understand. So basically, if we kind of conclude that is the problem of being dependent somewhat on other teams, other technical teams, to create the tools and the pipelines and the software that you need, and combine that with a fast-pacing company, fast-growing company that the reality changes every day, that just becomes unsustainable.
Correct. Yeah, I'm as a RevOps professional, I don't want to be data engineer. I would like to be like a data consumer. That's it.
Of course.
Without any, passion to know how to write SQLs and querying the data from this and this databases.
You want to focus on the business side, on the sales side, on the insight side. You don't want to focus on creating a script. I mean, that's why you majored in finance and then not in software. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I think you have worked closely, of course, with CFOs and finance teams, and you have worked and you're working closely with the sales teams. When it comes to asks for data, for insights, for questions, first, can you give us some examples on what are the daily questions that come up, especially on the sales and RevOps team? And the second question is, have you spotted any differences between what usually is the requirements or expectations of a finance leader to what are the expectations of the sales leader?
As for the second question, what are you referring to, the requirements from the finance leadership when it comes to
Like what are the questions?
DevOps?
Are the questions like different by nature, or are they kind of the same kind of questions? Just they need more accuracy on the finance side, and they need faster response time on the sales time. Like are there any differences at all in the type of questions that a CFO asks rather than the CRO asks?
Yeah, I think the world of finance is more you know limited when it comes to assumptions and your you know you cannot allow to assume based on wishful thinkings of I don't know what this
you need more concrete assumptions.
Yeah. This is comparing to the sales organization when you need it's more of an art thing because
I see.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean,
we might close all of those deals, or we might lose all of those deals.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a stock, in Wall Street. So yeah, I think the multidimensional view in sales is much more required than in finance.
I see.
Because the numbers of dimension in finance is limited comparing to the sales.
Interesting. All right, so let's expand on that. So basically, from your view, the sales side is a more multifaceted side, that there are many different angles, many things can happen. You need to be more flexible around what happened, and the assumptions are less concrete, and you basically anything can happen, like you mentioned.
Right.
So let's talk about obviously AI a little bit, because why not? It's all the hype, all the rage right now. When it comes to your daily or day-to-day work and stuff that you spend time on and stuff that creates value for you, what do you think is the role of AI when it comes to RevOps? What are the areas that you think that AI can come and be a real game changer?
I think, as a RevOps professional, you're trying to understand what I'm not familiar with currently that happens right now in the sales organization and might be really significant or really material for us to achieve our target. And there are a lot of noises, of course, across the board. I mean, I have data from here, I have data from here. We have a lot of constant changes in the pipeline.
Yeah.
We have, let's say, some conversational intelligence tools that we are also leveraging. That this is also a very, valuable data that I can use, and I cannot really use it without AI. So I think isolating or purifying the right data for me first, that is relevant for me to better understand what I'm missing and what might be relevant for us to maintain our most accurate forecast. This is first, isolating the right data and clean the data, and then coming with the conclusions on top of it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
And when it comes to adoption of AI, do you believe from your understanding that the RevOps and the sales organization, I would say, as a group, are more welcoming to adopt AI as a technology versus or compared to your previous experience at finance teams? Do you think there's any difference when it comes to RevOps?
I think yes, because sales organization, because of their fast pace working and I mean, of course, the deadlines of the quarter, the deadlines of the months, and you need to deliver. So I think when it comes to adapting new tool, this is something that it will be very really kind of they will be really suspicious about it. Because it takes time.
Of course.
Times that we don't have, times that we need to do different things that can actually contribute to our net new ARR performances.
And trust that needs to be created in this new technology.
Yeah, indeed. So I think comparing to finance, which is more long-term oriented, RevOps teams and sales team are more, they are also long-term oriented, but they are really...
They measure themselves in short term all the time.
Yeah. And they, most of the time they're thinking like really tactical thinking. So, yeah.
So it's like, we need to close those deals.
Yeah.
Whatever helps, bring it on. If it can help us, we are open to try it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Complete this sentence. If AI could do one thing perfectly for me, it would be...
Where I'm going to land.
The forecasting piece.
Yeah.
Understanding, okay, based on all the information that we have, are we going to hit our targets or not?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And can you tell us how are you doing that today? Like how, I'm assuming it's a very hard piece of your work is trying to understand where we're going to land.
Yeah, currently I'm doing like it on a very traditional way, meaning like see what was the historical data.
Yeah.
And making like future, like I'm making
learning from it and kind of
and
regression into the future.
But I think when it comes to a hyper growth company, the history doesn't really tell you about the future.
Definitely agree.
Because they are growing so fast that you can like put nonsense assumptions for your conversion rate, for example, your churn rate, or your future pipeline generation assumptions.
And I think if anything, the last 5 or 6 months has learned us is that anything can happen.
Yeah.
It can be war here, tariffs go up, tariffs go down. Like nothing you cannot base anything on what it was before. So like anything can change at any moment.
Yeah. So I think this is like the very missing piece in my work, which I cannot, predict.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So yeah.
Another complete this question. If I had $1 every time
being asked where did my pipe go?
Who touched my pipe?
Yeah.
Amazing. Last 2 questions. Do you think that adoption of AI is going to change the structure of the sales org in any ways? Do you think, like, if you're looking 5 years from now with AI being adopted by more and more teams, do you think that the structure of the team would change in any sense? Or do you think the structure would remain the same, just everyone would be more empowered with AI?
I will go with the second option because I think, probably, we will have less layers of hierarchy within the team.
Interesting.
Because each individual will be more amplified with capabilities, with insights and the data and, the business perspective will be more democratized to all levels in the go-to-market team. So I think it will be less, required to have, 3-4 levels within the team. I think it...
So the dynamic range would kind of decrease.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we will not have like a very junior person and then a senior and another one. Like they're more or less, a lot of this would be commoditized. That's a very interesting insight. Yeah. A lot of the work that we are doing today was going to commoditize. So the work, most of the team members will focus on kind of same kind of tasks because we just remove the piece of getting the data and processing the data and crunching the data all the time.
And like sharing your experience with colleagues will be much more easier because
of course,
if you will ask, one colleague will ask this question. So probably the AI can tell, okay, your colleague already asked it and this is the answer based on...
knowledge sharing.
Yeah, knowledge sharing. So I think this is also kind of really important work that can be done with the AI.
Amazing. Last guessing game. And this one we cannot know the answer for a while. How many years from now do you think we're going to see a serious adoption of AI at Fortune 500 companies? Like I'm saying, like above 50%. I'm a serious adoption, not just trying what you see, we're going testing. No, like AI is used in day-to-day jobs and AI is there to work with them all the day.
Not necessarily technological companies, right? Like
No,
Fortune
no,
500.
any
So I
companies.
think 4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like a lot of people kind of land on those 4 to 5 years. No one says like next year, but no one says like 10 years from now. Like 4 to 5 years kind of seems like a safe bet.
Yeah, I think what is currently is missing in the existing AI tools that I'm seeing when I'm like trying to scout some tools to my existing company is universality.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
Um, uh, all the tools that I was looking for
Yeah.
are not plug and play.
Interesting.
It needs to take at least 6 months just for them to
Implement
create,
it for you.
to implement it, to create the custom objects in the system, and to create like the right data set for you to be digested by their system. So I think universality is the key.
Like the plug and play aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting because that kind of comes back also to a lot of tools in the finance teams using, like the time to value and the resources that organization needs to put. I'm not talking about even the money, like the time of the people and the shifts from the focus from something to another thing is just unbelievably high. And I think that prevents a lot of companies like yourselves to try new technology and basically adopt new technology faster.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. In my current company, we have like a dedicated person for a single AI tool to be rightly implemented.
Interesting.
And it's 4 years already. So, yeah.
Of course, you would want to see something that is really easy to use. Like,
Yeah.
like the same thing that ChatGPT is easy to use for everyone, that it just works.
Yeah.
Like, I want it just to work. Like,
Yeah. I don't want the customer success to be in my speed dial.
exactly. I just want it to work.
Yeah.
I think that's not too much to ask. Awesome. So we have a tradition here at Deep Insights. At the end of every episode, we toast to something. And our guest is the one that gets to kind of toast. So what do you want to toast for? Anything. You can, anything. Have a great summer vacation. It can be for peace in the world or anything. It doesn't have to be technology or business related.
For scaling fast.
Scaling fast. I like that. I like that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
That's good whiskey.
Yeah. Really good one.
It's Japanese.
Oh.
They are great at creating whiskey. Like I was like educated on the Scotch whiskey, and they're great. And I think like sometime the Japanese came, and they were like, "We're gonna show you how it's done."
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're just doing an amazing job of creating whiskey. And their whiskey is really hard to find. Like everyone's just stacking them up.
Yeah, it's like I see a lot of demand for the Japanese whiskey. I'm like searching for it in the duty free in Israel, and then
Nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, are you familiar with Yamazaki?
Yamazaki. This
That-
is like a
that-
distillery, or
Yes, that's a distillery. That's where the rage started with the Japanese whiskey. It's the best one that I had. The 12-year-old has, I think, I'm not kidding, tripled its price
really.
in less than 5 years.
Wow.
Yes, like it was something that I would buy a bottle and just drink it. Now I'm like, I have a bottle, no one touches it. Like, don't touch it. I haven't found another one.
And most of the Japanese bottles are like at the age of 3, 4
No,
years, right?
this one's 12.
Wow. So this is a lot.
This is a very good one. And once I had the opportunity to drink the 18-year of that whiskey, it's amazing, but it's like a $2,000 bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the dollar is low, so
It's right time to buy Japanese whiskey. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was great to host you here.
good to be here, and thanks.
Of course.